The Danish people seem to relish American Independence Day as much as the Americans. At least that's what specialist Susan Budzina discovered amidst a crowd of 15,000 in northern Denmark.
July celebration outside of the United States, all at Rebuild National Park in Denmark. This past 4th, Danes and Americans gathered together in the heather-clad hills in northern Denmark and listened to speeches, enjoyed the music of the AFN, and joined in with the singing of Danish and American songs. The American principal speaker, Richard Chamberlain, talked about this year's theme, nature and the environment, and the importance of being in tune with our surroundings.
I'm really discussing in a sense, our personal relationship with the planet, with nature, because it's something that doesn't get much attention, and it's something we've lost. I live in Hawaii now, and some of the Hawaiians still have that extraordinary communion with nature. It's really wonderful.
It's hard to put into words the feeling you get being at a place like this outside of the United States with so many people celebrating our national holiday. If you don't have Denmark on your itinerary for next 4th, I suggest you put it on. Reporting from Rebuild Park in Denmark, I'm Specialist Susan Budzina for AFN.
The 1st Armored Division celebrates its 50th anniversary this week, and as 7th Corps' Gail McCabe reports, Independence Day provided the perfect incentive to kick off the occasion.
Old Ironsides came into existence in 1940. Since then, the soldiers of the 1st AD have marched 50 years for freedom. According to the 1st Brigade Commander, Colonel Dan Sahini, America's birthday set the right tone for starting Old Ironsides' anniversary celebration.
In years past, the German-American Fest in Vilsek has been one that's been oriented on Cat C and the local training area, if you will, and the German population. But with the movement of the brigade from the 1st Armored Division here, it seemed only appropriate that then this year, the 50th anniversary, that the celebration of the German-American Fest and the 50th anniversary of the division be linked together.
The 1st AD has 4 brigades located in Europe, and since 1986, Vilsek has become home for 2,000 Ironland soldiers, and by next year, another battalion will join them. Anniversary festivities started in Vilsek will extend to all Ironland locations. Events will revolve around fest, static displays, and a division review and ball.
1st Armored Division soldiers will be celebrating Old Ironsides' 50 years for freedom throughout the month of July. In Vilsek, Gail McCabe, 7th Corps, for AFN News.
Soldiers of the 5th Signal Command and the Worms military community bid farewell to their commanding general today. Brigadier General Alfred Millett has been selected for promotion to Major General. He'll command the U.S. Army Communications Electronics Command at Fort Monmouth, New Jersey. Deputy Commander Colonel Aubrey Craig will take over as acting commander until August, when Colonel David White arrives from his current post at the Pentagon. USAR's Deputy Commander-in-Chief Lieutenant General John Shalikashvili presided over the transfer of colors. General Shalikashvili praised the performance of the command in providing communications support to the U.S. Army in Europe. A Special Forces soldier received the Soldier's Medal for saving the life of another military member. Sergeant First Class Gary Bedzik of the 10th Special Forces Group was honored for pulling a soldier out of a flaming apartment in Bad Tolz, West Germany. Bedzik then re-entered the burning building to help rescue other tenants. The Soldier's Medal is the highest peacetime honor for heroism involving a voluntary risk of life. USAR's culinary arts team was honored in Heidelberg for work in this year's Army competition. As USAR's Dennis Neal reports, it may seem like sweet duty, but the hours spent creating culinary perfection can be long and tedious.
The competition was held at Fort Lee, Virginia, and included over 300 exhibits by nearly 250 participants from bases around the world. When the winners were announced, USAR team was selected for serving the winning meal. They also took first place in the garrison competition, second place in field competition, and were awarded 19 individual medals, including 10 gold.
Well, it started out with short days with a 2-week in-country workshop, and then as we went to Fort Lee, the days got longer, until it came down to crunch time. The days started averaging about 18, 19 hours a day, with 14 people who have been living basically together for about 4 weeks time period. So
All 16 team members were awarded Army Achievement Medals for their accomplishments in the competition by the Deputy Commander-in-Chief of USAREUR, Lieutenant General John Shalikashvili. In Heidelberg, USAREUR's Dennis Neal reporting for AFN News.
Time now for a look at our weekend weather picture, and it doesn't look very bright.
Well, if you plan on washing your car this weekend, you might want to hold off for just a few more days. As I mentioned last night, there's a good chance we'll be seeing a little more of the wet stuff before the weekend is over. Now, the forecast for this weekend isn't all that bad. In fact, it actually starts off with partly sunny skies tomorrow morning, although as the day progresses, skies throughout the country should be turning cloudy again. There's also a good chance we'll be seeing more rain starting tomorrow afternoon. As far as conditions today, though, once again, just somewhat of a cloudy day, rain on and off throughout the country. Temperature is somewhat mild. The high today, only 63, and that was both in Frankfurt and Berlin. Then again, tomorrow evening, a new wave of moisture will work its way over the western part of the country. Rain showers developing, continuing on and off through Sunday, and really not much of a warming trend in the forecast. Highs this weekend will only average in the middle 60s. Over towards the United Kingdom, partly sunny, temperatures averaging in the middle 60s, and those temperatures will continue this weekend, although later tonight, a new wave of moisture will move in from the west, triggering some light rain, continuing on and off through tomorrow, and likely through most of Sunday. So then, let's recap all this and take a look at the forecast through Sunday. First, over Central Europe, look for variable clouds tonight and tomorrow with light rain developing by evening. Then on Sunday, rain showers becoming fairly widespread and active throughout the country. Daytime highs this weekend will average in the mid to upper 60s. Over towards the United Kingdom, look for increasing clouds tonight with light rain slowly moving into the region. Mostly cloudy on Saturday as rain continues. Rain should taper off by Sunday, though, perhaps even a little sunshine. Otherwise, daytime highs will continue in the middle 60s. That's my forecast. Have a good weekend. I'll see you Monday.
Thanks, Rob. Well, the U.S. dollar remains steady in European trading. Let's take a look at military exchange rates through Monday.
I'm Specialist John Hansen. Saturday afternoon on UCOM Report, we'll hear our complete interview with German Defense Minister Gerhard Stoltenberg. He'll give his feelings on the future of NATO and the U.S. presence in Western Europe. We'll then head to Berlin for a peek into a leadership class with a different approach. And we'll get together with 7th Corps linguists as they pit their skills against one another in the Language Olympics. All that and more, Saturday afternoon at 12:30, UCOM Report on AFN Television.
Wimbledon highlights the weekend sports schedule. Milt Fitzwater has our radio and television sports lineup.
The sports weekend starts off with the Kansas City Royals taking on the Detroit Tigers on AFN TV tomorrow morning at 1:30. AFN TV continues the sports action tomorrow with the Wimbledon Women's Singles Championship match between Zina Garrison and Martina Navratilova. Coverage starts at 3 p.m. Our network radio also has Saturday action with coverage of the Firecracker 400 stock car race from Darlington, South Carolina, starting at 3:45 p.m. Then early Sunday, our network radio has baseball lined up for you with the Western Division leading Cincinnati Reds facing the Philadelphia Phillies at 1 a.m. AFN TV will also have baseball. The New York Mets continue their battle for the lead in the Eastern Division. The Mets play the Atlanta Braves Sunday at 1:05 a.m. Wimbledon continues on Sunday afternoon on AFN TV with the men's championship game at 3 p.m. Sunday evening at 7:55, AFN Television brings you the World Cup Soccer Championship game between West Germany and Argentina. There's more baseball on AFN Radio Sunday evening at 10 when the front-running Pittsburgh Pirates play the Los Angeles Dodgers. There's also baseball early Monday morning. AFN TV brings you the division-leading Oakland A's facing the Cleveland Indians at 2 a.m. At the same time on Power Network Radio, the Eastern Division leading Boston Red Sox take on the Texas Rangers. That's the weekend schedule. Have a great time. Milt Fitzwater, AFN Sports.
Well, when you buy something, you feel confident when the salesperson knows the product. In our next report, the people who sell sporting goods at your local exchange get some hands-on experience with rock climbing equipment. Now, that's really getting into your work.
AFS sports store managers, supervisors, and sales associates got acquainted with the sport of rock climbing during a training clinic. The Swiss climbing equipment manufacturer Mammoth provided 3 instructors to teach the sports store employees about climbing techniques, safety, and equipment.
We need to know about the products we sell our customers. And if we don't teach our employees about them, they can't pass that information on to the customers and sell them the right equipment.
The participants tested the equipment and themselves as they climbed to new heights.
This gives us a chance to get together as a group, discuss what we think about the equipment, how the equipment works, how we can sell it better, how we can give better service to the customer, include safety, styles, different types of equipment that are available.
AFS Europe conducts regular specialized training to build a knowledgeable workforce and provide better customer service. From the AFS Europe Public Affairs Office, I'm Patrick Kaiser for AFN.
Well, when the officers and NCOs of the NATO SHAPE support group get together for some fun, they get physical. They test each other's physical fitness abilities to prove in a friendly way who's fit to fight. Let's take a look at a PT showdown.
The NCOs are old. They are unmotivated. And they don't stand a chance.
It's pretty obvious. The old NCOs are like old cognac. They get better with age. We don't have no problem with PT. We never have no problem with PT. We're responsible for the program. It's really they're in our ball court. The officers, they're always in their offices working. I guess that's why they call them officers, you know, because they're in the office. NCOs are out there in the field leading PT.
You've heard from the team captains. Now, who would pay for the drinks? Of course, you know the PT test is made up of the push-ups, sit-ups, and 2-mile run. The civilian staff of NSSG played the role of neutral judges. Well, sort of.
$5 for every 10 push-ups. So you can figure that stuff. You want 60 push-ups, right? Fork over the money.
All right, now on to the competition. The push-ups. How to do them correctly, how not to. Correct sit-ups are basically cut and dry. The run was rugged, 2 miles of ground pounding with winds in the 30-mile-per-hour range. 3 grueling events. Now who won? The officers averaged 253 points, the enlisted averaged 250 points, and buying the drinks, the NCOs, with an average of 246. In the end, troop morale was higher, and the NCOs were poor. Reporting from Chever Air Base, Belgium, Specialist Sean Harlow, AFN News.
Bodybuilding is one athletic event that's as exciting for the audience as it is for the players. Some of the best bodybuilders in Europe competed for titles in the Armed Forces European Invitational at Kaiserslautern, and Sergeant Rich Dalton has highlights.
It was a battle of the beefcakes, with 66 competitors flexing away for titles in 4 men's categories and 2 women's, with a mixed couples competition at the Fogelway Sports and Fitness Center near Kaiserslautern. In the pose down for the women, lightweight champ Ramstein's Peggy Jones flexed past heavyweight winner Verdi Hurd for best women's overall title. Jones says she felt like Jell-O when she started lifting 7 years ago.
I was really overweight, and I lost a lot of weight, and I just would watch the guys at Lindsay, and I used to just get into shape. I felt like Jell-O. So I decided lifting, and it just kind of went from there because I liked it. It kept me in shape.
Well, the Jell-O's gone, and the winning smile of a champion remains. For the men, it was a 4-way battle for the overall men's title, with the honors going to RAF Alconbury's Calvin Todd, who also takes home the men's middleweight crown. Todd and his partner Judy Crutcher from Alconbury took home the gold in another crowd-pleasing event, the mixed pairs competition, a blend of art and body sculpture.
Basically, it's an art form. It's not really the muscles, but there's a little bodybuilding involved, but most of it is an art form, and I really enjoyed that, creating a routine and having 2 people coming together as one. I really enjoyed that.
Bodybuilding is an individual sport, and each invitational is a championship step in its own right. For the winners and competitors at this year's Armed Forces European Bodybuilding Invitational, it's a step to being bigger and better. In Kaiserslautern, Army Sergeant Rich Dalton, AFN Sports.
Well, I hope that gives you some inspiration for the weekend, because it looks like outdoor sports may be out of the question. Have a great weekend, and thanks for tuning in. Goodbye.